How much is too much for a cosmetic? Well, it seems the people at Blizzard Activision think that you would pay $40, well, that's Canadian price, to change the color of your town portal. And then their mounts, what they want for the price of extra cosmetical mounts in the game is absurd. Let's take a look at this. Okay, Blizzard, seriously, you gotta tone it down here on the microtransactions for cosmetics. Cosmetics are never supposed to be this much money. It's absolutely absurd to think that this is how much things are going to be. Before we get fully into the video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. What's your best cosmetic you've ever purchased before down below? Let me know down below what you've bought. How much have you spent on a cosmetic, because this is absurd. I know I've talked about certain things in the past, like Star Citizen, how much $48,000 for a whole list of ships in the game. That's absurd, but this, even at this price, these are like, if you're spending money on a game, but to sit there and have to buy $87 Canadian for the Virtuous Scourge mount, yeah, sure, you get 7,000 platinum with it, but that's besides the point. When platinum is, I don't even know how much you get for platinum, because I haven't gone and dove in too much into Diablo 4. I have up here BattleNet, of course, just to show what the actual thing is, and you can see me as I scroll here. But this is absolutely absurd. $87.59 for a different style of mount. That's Canadian, right? So in American, take off about 35%. That's still a lot of money. And then $40 Canadian to change the color of your portal. To change the color of your portal. You know, to sit there and go into Photoshop and to change the color of your portal for this amount of money. This is absurd. This is absurd. This is what you're doing in game pretty much. You're paying $40 for this effect. This is all I need to do in Photoshop, right? It's not that hard to do in the game to sit there and tick a box that changes this. Oh, look, I can make it brighter. I can make it denser. You know, it's absurd that this is what it takes. This is the amount of money it takes to change this in a video game. Now, there's also the Diablo 4 Cryptic Hunter Pack. That's a little bit different. You're getting extra stuff for a hunter at $10. That's still a lot of money. Honestly, $10 Canadian, $9.79. But then there's the Beckoning Thunder mount that you get for $53.99. That's a lot of money just to get a different cosmetic in a game. Now, what is the media themselves saying on this? Well, from IGN, Diablo 4's hellish microtransactions go from bad to worse with a $65 horse bundle that costs more than the game itself. Companies that sit there and say you're going to spend more money on a microtransaction for a cosmetic in the game if you want a premium version of a mount. This doesn't change the way you play the game. It doesn't change anything in the way the game is. It just changes the look of the horse you're riding in the middle of the game. On the heels of a backlash against Diablo 4 Portal reskins that cost the same as Power World. That's exactly it. It costs $30 to play Power World. You get hours of entertainment out of it. But if you want something that looks slightly different in the game, it's going to cost you about the same thing. Comes a new microtransaction horror, a horse bundle that costs more than Diablo 4 itself. This week, Blizzard released a new Virtuous Scourge mount, which can only be bought as part of a $64.99 USD bundle that throws in 7,000 platinum. For context, Diablo 4 currently costs $41.99, and there's no way to buy the Virtuous Scourge mount outside of this bundle. Okay, so you get a horse that's made of crystal and bone, manifest crystalline might, and traverse sanctuary with its Virtuous Scourge. The pack crystal and bone cage mount, 2 mount trophies. You get a trophy, woohoo, we get an achievement that you bought this damn thing, and 7,000 platinum. Crystal and Bone, a great many maladies plague the unfortunate inhabitants of Sanctuary. One is spreading corruption that crystallizes both bone and flesh, or flesh and bone. 7,000 platinum can be exchanged for to customize your in-game experience with purchasable cosmetic items from the shop used to unlock access to the premium battle pass and battle pass tier skip. So this is kind of, you buy the horse and you pretty much get the battle pass is what it is. If you're buying the battle pass and you want to spend a little bit more, I don't think the battle pass is going to be that much more. I haven't looked that far into it. Diablo 4 players are debating the rights and wrongs of this bundle. Working the value includes 7,000 platinum, 7,200 platinum, costs $64.97 when you bought on its own via the denominations Blizzard provides. If you were to buy $65 worth of platinum anyway, some argue then the Virtuous Mount is a free add-on. Or, considered another way, the $65 bundle offers $83 of value if we consider previous Diablo 4 mounts have cost $18 each, but the point remains that it's impossible to buy the mount directly, which means this bundle is yet another example of video game industry and Blizzard price anchoring its microtransactions. You know, recently I spoke about how Monopoly Go, it's a free-to-play game, but the microtransactions has earned $1 billion for that game. Microtransactions like this are predatory. It's absolutely ridiculous at this point to talk about how much people will drop on these games. You know, I probably shouldn't talk. We drop money on trading cards and video games all the time. Might as well just drop a little bit more for an in-game mount that has absolutely nothing to do with the game other than the look and the change of it. No, at least as a cosmetic, it's not locked away in a loot box. The battle pass being like 2,800 platinum, I don't know, like, yeah, you get 7,000 platinum, but what do you really do with that? You just buy more cosmetical things. So for the mount, to be able to get the mount, you have to already be spending enough money on cosmetics to make it worthwhile, and then there isn't really a refund process to refund all the stuff you bought, then to go back and buy the mount, and then to go back and buy the items that you really want. You now gotta plan it all out. I don't know, these cosmetics are just getting out of hand when it comes to the cost and what they do in games. Diablo 4, you know, I think this is just showing you how desperate they are for this game to make some sort of profit overall. When it first came out, then they nerfed the experience and did everything else, and now it seems like they've tried to reset that back and having a good season value out of the game. It's a very interesting time for Diablo and itself. It doesn't really make me want to drive back to the game, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cindershadow. Have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.